now.
Okay. Hi, my name is Emily. I'm an admissions counselor at Lawrence Technological University. We are located in Southfield, Michigan. We are a small private school. This photo here is actually a photo of most of our campus. It's all of those small buildings in front. It's not the tall buildings in the back. You can see the courtyard there is kind of all in a circle surrounded by those purple flowers, and all of our campus buildings surround that. They're all connected with the exception of the building, the architecture building that this photo was taken on top of, and then the building on the far left side, which you can see is all in glass. That glass building is actually where the admissions office is. It's our student services building. It's the building that you go to for anything outside of going to class. And I'll talk more about those student services later. So yeah, you can see we're a small, tight-knit campus. On the other side of that glass building that the student services are in, that is where you'll find housing and also the workout facility, the recreation center on campus. So we will jump right in. We have about 3,000 students on campus. About 2,000 of them are undergraduate students. So they're working on their bachelor's degrees. The other 1,000 students, those are master's students. They're working through grad school. A lot of them are taking night classes, weekend classes, online classes. So you won't really see them on campus. You'll mainly see just the 2,000 undergraduate students. So although we are small, we do have over 100 different academic programs. And we'll talk about majors more on a different slide. But just so you know, we do have a lot of course offerings. We do have students that come from all over the country, just about every state, and over 50 other different other countries students come from as well, whether that be international students or students studying abroad here at our school. You also have the opportunity to study abroad and go to another country. We can talk about that more later, but just so you are aware, that it is available for every program. The courses are taught in English. You don't need to learn a foreign language or anything. Most of our students do come from Michigan, though. Being where you guys are in northern Michigan, you are a few hours away, so you'd probably want to be living on campus, and I can show you more pictures of campus later. So the photos on this slide are mainly our labs on campus. Our motto on campus is theory and practice. So theory is going to be what you're learning in your textbooks and your homework and your lectures. And then practice is going to be what you're doing with that information outside of the classroom, whether it be in the labs when you're working on projects, group projects. Maybe you are hired by a professor to help with research, in your internships and co-ops. And then when you get a job, when you graduate. So in the top right-hand corner, that is one of our nursing labs. We have a simulator, and it looks like a human being. You can breathe, it can have a heart attack, things like that. So our nursing students can practice on that. And then they also have labs outside of campus. We have a partnership with the local hospital system where these students actually work in the hospitals during their clinicals. They rotate through different types of settings. So they have on-campus labs and off-campus labs. To the left of that, that is a transportation design major. So they design what things like cars look like. So you can see he is working on a car design. To the left of that, another design major working on something. And then the top left-hand corner, that's going to be like your standard biology chemistry lab. It may look similar to a lab that you have in high school. A lot of the same setups and protocols and things like that. You'll have either biology, chemistry, or physics, depending on the major that you pick. So you would be in a lab similar to this. Under that, in the bottom left-hand corner, that is our SAE formula car. So as a student on campus, it's mostly engineering students, but they actually take majors from all across campus. The group of students works all year to build a car. At the end of the year, they race that car against other teams from other schools. So this is the SAE formula car. They race for speed. We also have a Baja team. It looks more like a buggy that they build, and they race over terrain. We have a concrete toboggan team. They go up and race in Canada in the winter time. And then also there's a motorcycle team that just started a few years back. So lots to get involved in there. In the bottom middle corner, that's going to be a classroom that is in our College of Business and Information Technology. You can see all of the students have laptops. Part of your program at Lawrence Tech will be that you have the opportunity to participate in our laptop program. It comes preloaded with everything you need specific for your major. So a business student will have a totally different laptop and software than our engineering students. If you're interested to see what software is going to come on your computer, you can look it up on the website. It's if you just type in LTU zone in the search bar, it'll pull up all of the different programs and what computer, even hardware that you will have. specifically for your major. So what's nice is these students have the same program that the professors use. So when they're going over things in class, they can easily follow along and then replicate those same things when they're working on homework and projects at home. It's also nice because you can put on your resume that you already know how to use this software. So if an employer is looking at your resume, they can see that you're already trained. And that kind of gives you a leg up on your competition from students from other schools who they would actually have to train in that software. And then in the bottom right-hand corner, that is one of our civil engineering labs. So civil engineers, they design things like roads and bridges. So in this photo, it looks like that big long wooden box. It looks like maybe they are casting a piece for a bridge that they might want to run some testing on. There looks like there is some carbon fiber coiled up there. Our students in civil engineering work a lot with carbon fiber as opposed to steel, which is mainly used now in our roads and bridges. So they do a lot of research. In another one of the civil engineering labs, there's a weather chamber where they can make it rain or snow. There is a heat chamber that goes up to like 2,000 or 3,000 degrees so they can test it against the elements. So yeah, those are just a few examples of our labs. We have tons of labs on campus, and I'll talk about some of your opportunities to see those at the end. I also want to talk about co-ops and internships. So the difference between co-ops and internships, they're both going to be like a practical experience that you have working. They're both going to have the opportunity to be paid experiences happening off campus with real companies. The difference is co-ops, that's going to be for class credit. Internships is on the side. So an easy way to remember that is co-ops starts with a C and so does class credit. So if you're doing a co-op, not many programs require a co-op specifically, but if you are doing a co-op, there might be a class meeting or a professor that might have some homework attached to it or something, and then internships is completely on the side of that. Most students do an internship after their freshman year. A lot of students will go home that first summer after freshman year, work that same job they've been working, helping with soft skills and things like that. And then they come back sophomore year, ready to go, starting to apply for internships and things like that. We do have internship fairs on campus, similar to a job fair, only it's specifically for current students. So employers from all over will come to campus, set up a booth, and then you will come dressed in interview attire. You'll have your resume, and it's kind of just like on the spot interviews right there. You can find internships by yourself if you want to. Maybe you know someone. Professors a lot of times will have a hookup for internships as well. They get a lot of phone calls, especially from our surrounding community, with opportunities for students to participate in internships. And since our class sizes are so small, you really get to know your professors one-on-one, and they're able to recommend you for things like internships and co-ops. And then, like I said, they're paid experiences. You can, add it to your resume, which is, it's always important to look at things that are going to build your resume. We also have research opportunities, even for our undergraduate students, which is pretty unique compared to other schools. These can be paid experiences as well. Sometimes a professor will hire a student to do research. A lot of times in high school, research might be looking things up online and writing a paper about it. I promise it'll be way more fun when you get to campus because you'll actually be able to be involved in that research. Or maybe you are someone who likes to write. You could be the person that takes all the notes from the project and then writes it up after, and you could be a published author. Because a lot of times these research projects are published in magazines and whatnot. And then close industry partnerships. So in the community of Southfield, we actually, which is where campus is, we actually have 100 of the top 500 Fortune 500 companies. So I know it's a little confusing. So I'm sure a lot of you have heard of, the Fortune 500 companies. We have 100 of them right in our backyard. So lots of opportunity for, real great companies to work with. On this next slide, housing. So you guys will probably live on campus, although you're not required to live on campus unless you're an athlete. But I'm guessing you guys probably don't want to commute a few hours each day. So on the left-hand picture there, that is our first year housing unit. So in that unit, it's just you and one other person in the room. If you know someone coming to Lawrence Tech, you guys can live together. If not, you'll fill out a short survey just like at other schools. Are you a morning person, night person, clean, messy? And they'll match you up with someone. Also in that building, you're going to have laundry that's free. It's right down the hall. You don't need to bring a bunch of quarters or anything to campus. There's a big workout facility. There's a big kitchen area. Although you'll have your meal plan, you don't really need to cook, but maybe you are really craving some cookies or something. You can bake some cookies if you want to. There's even indoor bike storage. So it's a very nice facility. It's quite new. It's just a couple years old now. Any mail that you are sent would, it goes right to your room. You're able to pick that up right in the building. You don't need to go to the post office or anything. You can bring your car and park on campus for free if you want to. Parking is free whether you live on campus or commute. Maybe you don't have a car or you really don't want to pay for gas when you get to campus. We have something called Tech Transit. It's a van system, and they have an app actually, and they have a route that they follow, and you can see what time they'll be in what place, and they can pick you up and they can take you where you need to go. Campus is so small, you're not really going to drive between classes or take tech transit between classes, but it is helpful if you want to maybe go to the mall or a movie theater or get groceries. We have off-campus studios. We have an off-campus studio right in downtown Detroit, right on Woodward Avenue, which is like the main drag through town. It's a beautiful studio, mainly for architecture students. Well, maybe you don't want to pay for parking downtown. You take tech transit, it's free for you, and you don't have to drive. Same thing with an audio engineering studio that we have about 20 minutes from campus. You'll be able to just take tech transit. It's free and it's not stressful, especially if you don't have a car, you don't need to worry about it. I've actually taken tech transit myself to an event we had downtown Detroit, and it was really nice. I didn't have to drive. It's also a student position if you want to work on campus and maybe you have a great driving record. You can also work for tech transit, aside from all the other on-campus jobs that you are able to, maybe you want to work in the library, work in the athletic facility, or work in a classroom. Maybe you want to be the person that sets up the biology labs for all the classes because you really enjoy that. Lots of opportunities for that. We also, I should mention, about 1,000 of our 2,000 undergraduate students do live on campus. So about half of our undergrad students do live on campus. We have 4 total housing units. We have a freshman one, sophomore one, and then 2 more upperclassmen transfer ones. We also have varsity athletics. So these are our varsity athletic teams that we currently have. With the addition this year, they have just added a women's hockey team and a competitive dance team. So these are all of the sports that you would get scholarship money for. If you're interested, you would go to that LTUathletics.com website, fill out your contact information, and a coach would contact you about coming to a game or a match or whatnot. We also have club sports. Maybe you're really interested in playing athletics, but you're not really interested in getting up at 6 a.m. every day for practice. That's okay. You can participate in club sports. So there would be no athletic money attached to them, but you still would have a team and you have practice and you can travel more locally than a varsity sport. And then even under that, we have the intramural sports. So that's where you would get a team of your Lawrence Tech friends together and you play another team of Lawrence Tech friends in the rec center, just like at the end of the day, similar to more like a pickup basketball game style. So a great way to blow off steam, meet new friends. And then aside from athletics, we have over 60 clubs and organizations. So we have Greek life, we have groups that are in professional groups around that are revolve around your major. We have special interest groups. There's like a grilled cheese club. There's really everything. And anything that we don't have, you of course can get started. You just walk around campus with a petition, get some signatures, and you can start your own club. So lots going on. Usually students join like 2 or 3 different things on campus. A lot of times a professional one and then more of a social group. It's a great way to meet people, get involved on campus. They always say, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Well, the who you know really helps, especially in a tight-knit community like Lawrence Tech. It's important to get out there and meet new people. All right, on this next slide. So co-ops and internships, again, highlighted on this slide because they are so important. That you get your feet out there, see what you're going to be interested in. And then tuition is in the center of this slide. So you can see tuition is broken down by major. It does vary slightly between the majors. Nothing that should make you change your mind or change majors or anything like that. It's just because some labs in different majors have different upkeep fees. The price listed here is for 30 credits for the full year. Most students take 15 credits per semester, so that's why this price is listed. It is only required that you take 12 credits per semester to remain full-time for athletic and scholarship, financial aid reasons, but a lot of our students take more, so we have listed that price so there's no surprises. But of course, that's not what you're going to be paying because we have tons of awesome scholarships. So, the first is going to be the academic scholarships. This year, we are test optional, so you do not need a test score to be either admitted or eligible for athletic or for academic scholarships. So academic scholarships this year for fall 2021 applicants are going to be based on your GPA and your class rigor. We're not sure yet for any juniors for fall 2022. We're not sure what's going to happen. If you guys aren't able to take the SAT this year, then we'll be test optional again. If it is readily available, we'll go back and require test scores again. But for now, any seniors, if you have scores, send them because you can be waived from placement exams. If you don't have scores, don't worry, it's not going to negatively impact you. Aside from academic scholarships, which you are automatically reviewed for when you apply, we have lots of other scholarship opportunities available as well. These all require separate applications. We do have the athletic scholarships I talked about. We have a scholarship competition where you write an essay and then take a math test. All of these are available online with the criteria, the deadlines, what you need to submit, and everything like that. For example, FIRST Robotics, we have a DECA scholarship, 5 images. The 5 images scholarship is for any of our design students. The National Blue Devil Scholarship is for an out-of-state student, but you can find these all online. And then also financial aid information is available online as well. You can see our school code at the bottom there for when you are filling out the FAFSA. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to either me or our financial aid department. We'll get you in contact with someone who can help you fill it out. It is open for any seniors right now, something you'll want to sit down and fill out with your parents. So a few different stats on here that I would like to share because we're really proud of our students. So the national average for students to get a job within 6 months of graduation across the whole entire country is only about 65%. So it's not very high. However, at Lawrence Tech, 92% of our students have a job within 3 months of graduation. So it's a lot sooner, it's a lot higher, it's field specific, so it's a career within their field. Our students work really hard and it really pays off for them. So the next stat that I want to share is our students make in the top 11% of students graduating across the country. So they work hard, it pays off for them, we're really proud of them. And that can be due to a lot of things. And most notably is our hands-on, our labs, and these internships students are doing. They really are prepared for the workforce when they're graduating. On this last page, how to apply. So for any seniors, the application is open for you. If you are a junior, the application will open for you when you start your senior year. We're going to need you to fill out the online application at LTU.edu/apply. For any seniors who have not applied yet and you're looking to, I do have a fee waiver code I can give you. It is LTU 1932. If you're a junior, you'll need to reach out to me next year and I'll get you a new code that we'll have. So you'll fill out that online application. It's only good for our application, not the Common App, although we are on the Common App. You'll have the high school send over your transcripts. There's an essay prompt on there. And then if you do have test scores, send them to us. If you don't, that is okay. And then on this last page are all of the majors that we offer. So Lawrence Tech as a whole is divided into 4 different colleges. So we have architecture and design, arts and sciences, business and information technology, and engineering. In the College of Architecture and Design, we do have a direct entry master's program for architecture. It is one of our largest programs. We have one of the best in the country, and students can graduate in 6 years rather than 10 that it might take at another school. Our graduate portion of that program is online, so you're able to do internships at the same time, and you can do them anywhere in the country, which is awesome. We have game design, which is designing what video games look like. I mentioned the transportation design, which is designing what things like cars look like. In the College of Arts and Sciences, it's a lot of natural sciences, chemistry, biology, physics. We have that nursing major that I spoke of. Computer science is another huge major. It's a direct entry master's program as well. You can pick from the different concentrations there. For example, you could be a computer science major with a concentration in game software development and design video games. We have a lot of math majors in here, media communications, if you're interested in film and television. And then also we have a physics major as well. Again, different a psychology major as well, again, different concentrations. Some of the majors that kind of tie into this will set you up for any grad school that you wanted to go to. You can see at the bottom pre-professional. So we have different pre-professional tracks that you can be in. So for example, if you want to be a pre-med student, perhaps you're picking some type of biology major that's going to help you. You're going to have a pre-professional program advisor that works with you to make sure you're taking those right classes to apply for grad school. Same with pre-dental and pre-law. In our College of Business and Information Technology, you major either in business or information technology. There's a few concentrations on there, and they're also both offered as grad programs as well. And then in the College of Engineering, this is our largest college. We were established as an engineering school, so that makes sense. And I'll go through some of the programs here in case you've never heard of them before. We have audio engineering technology that's designing anything from noise cancellation in a car designing speaker systems. We have an off-campus recording studio that they work with real recording artists. Biomedical engineering, they're designing skin grafts, growing skin cells. They could work with even like a robotic prosthetic patient who has a robotic prosthetic arm or something, and they can help design that. They have a lab where you can hook up to a lot of sensors and they analyze movements in that way. Civil engineering, designing roads and bridges. Computer engineering is going to be more computer hardware, where computer science is more the software side of computers. Electrical engineering and mechanical engineering, those are our two largest majors on campus, several concentrations to pick between those. Although many think so, it is not necessary that you go work in the automotive industry after those. There's lots of opportunities within those two majors. And then robotics engineering, we were one of the first in the country, so we have a great program. And then you can see at the bottom of the blue dots, there's a blue and green dot combo. We have architectural engineering. It is a direct entry master's program. It's only offered as that, is not offered as a bachelor's program, but it is a great program if you're someone who was maybe thinking architecture, but also engineering. So it's a really fast breakdown of all the majors. My next slide here has my email. So if you need any more information, or perhaps you want department contact information, maybe you're like, oh, I want to learn more about biomedical engineering, send me an email and I will get you in contact with who you need to talk to. Right now on campus, LTU.edu/visit, we have lots of opportunities for you. So whether you are comfortable with doing virtual things or comfortable with coming on campus, we can do either. We have campus visits right now. It's just you and one other family. So it's very small groups. And then virtual opportunities, you can talk with a coach, you can talk with a professor. Maybe you're deciding between majors, you want to see what the professor's like. I highly recommend joining one of those. We have some nighttime events. We have application workshops if you need help with the application. We have Saturday events if you don't want to miss school, or maybe you want your parents to join us and they can't miss work. Join us for a Saturday event. We have one next weekend. So lots of opportunities. And again, if there's something that you need that I haven't talked about or you can't find on the website, please send me an email. That way we can get you all hooked up. All right, that's about all I have.